my question for you, and don't take it as a negative, but for all that you've already gone through here, and the fact that you're a married man now, and you're already a college graduate, what brought you to come back to do this for one more year? I mean, was there a decision to be made as to a yes or no or not?
Yeah, there definitely was a decision. I think at the end of the day, when you have the injuries that I've had, you kind of have to look at big picture and be able to see, um, is it worth it? One, and then, but at the end of the day, I think I wanted to finish the right way. I wanted to be able to help this team win. We have a special group. I think that was one of the biggest reasons why I came back. We have a special group as a team, but in the linebacker room, we have a special group, and I wanted to finish the right way. Um, and I'm able to get my MBA, and I'm able to do some great things off the field as well. That was, when you put all that together, I felt it was a perfect way to come back and finish the right way one more year.
Yeah, Thomas, your dad said that you were experiencing a little bit of pain, but you were pushing through it, making every practice. Are you still that way, or how are you doing physically right
Yes,
now?
sir. I feel great. When you have the injury I have, you're going to have your ups and downs. And camp, I don't think it matters if you have zero injuries or the amount of injuries I've had or surgeries I've had. You're going to have some pain through camp. That's kind of part of it. But as of right now, I feel really good. I'm excited to have the role that I'm in and be able to help our team win on Saturdays for this whole fall.
It's obviously just to keep going on this track. I guess just describe what was, just take us through as much of rehab, I guess, as you can. I mean, I think you've had injuries before. How was this different? How was this at another level? What were some things that you had to go through, and what was just the day to day like of coming back from this?
Yeah, this was a completely different process than I've ever had. When you dislocate your hip, you just kind of don't do anything. So I laid in bed for a while. You just kind of hang out. You gotta let your bone heal. So that was a different process, a kind of frustrating process at times because you get pretty bored. You just kind of hang out and don't do much. And then yeah, it was just kind of every day through the winter, through the spring, through the summer. It's just a grind. You have your ups and your downs. I kind of take it back to when I had a day that I felt really good, then I was gonna attack that day all out. I attacked every day, the way you need to, but when you had a good day, especially when I started running, then you guys kind of take advantage of those because it's a kind of a roller coaster of a rehab process. To be able to just get everything back healthy, get your bones healthy, and then get the muscles all around your hip healthy again. So it was a very long and just a very long process to get through, but it makes you stronger at the end.
Your Twitter handle used to be the Train 44, 44 obviously being your number. Where did the Train come from? Is that a nickname of yours? Where did that originate at?
Yeah, in high school and like middle school, they called me the train. I'm pretty sure I made that up when I was in middle school, so I switched it. I think now it looks a little more formal, but yeah, Thomas the Train. I loved Thomas the Train as a kid.
Uh, Coming back here for yet another year, one of your final ones under Dad. Just curious as to what's it been like playing with him for the past few years, and kind of as you recap and look onto that, what have you loved about it? What have you maybe not loved about it? And then what are you going to miss about it most?
Well, I think missed about the most is just that time you get to be with your family. Get to be able to play for your dad. You make plays on Saturday and you're running off the field and you get to see him as like one of the first people. That's the coolest experience I ever have. And this has been the greatest decision I've ever made. Through the ups and downs of my career, I wouldn't have switched anything. Be able to play here at Indiana University for him, I'll never change that. I think when I was younger, it took a maturity level that I did not have. That made it really hard. You get critiqued differently when you're the coach's kid. You just get handled in the locker room, and you get handled by the media. It's by kind of everyone differently when you're the head coach's kid or any coach's kid in general. So when I was younger, I did not handle that very well, and it took a little me to mature and just realize some things. And after that, for the last couple of years, I've had the greatest time of my life. Being able to play in the Big Ten has been amazing, and able to play for your dad is just a plus.
All right, we'll go to Zoom, Pete's, and then Rick.
Hey, Thomas, as a coach's son and a guy who's been around for a while, when you look at this defense, what do you like about it, or how is it different maybe from the past and possibly better?
I would just say the depth's the number one thing. We have more depth this year than we've ever had ever in my career here. And be able to do that, when you have that much depth and we all can play special teams, we can, I think we push each other every day. It's a competition every day, which only makes you better at the end. So first and foremost, that is the biggest difference. And then everything else, I think we're just more mature. It's the most mature team. With our ones, it's the most mature team since I've been here, besides probably T. Gray when my true freshman year. They were mature, but they didn't have the depth. So we're just as mature as them, and then add the depth to it. It's going to be a really exciting year for us.
All right, Rick and then Zach on Zoom.
Yeah, hi, Thomas. Coach McCullough preceded you, and some of the running backs are coming later. So, an offensive question. Going against Steven and some of those guys in practice, we haven't seen much of them. What can you tell us about Stevens as a running back?
We got some special running backs, him, and we got a whole lot of them. And I'm excited to watch those guys work. They've made us better this camp through the summer and then during fall camp. And Steven and Tim, and you go down the list. We got a bunch of special running backs, and I'm excited to watch them have a lot of fun this year.
All right, Zach, and then we'll wrap up with Tom.
Hey Thomas, I'm actually doing a story on Matt Holt. He's a local kid for us. I know he's just a freshman. It seems like it's kind of turned. But Coach has had a lot here kind of in his first couple weeks in camp. And he singled you out as a guy that really helped him with the kind of the adjustment to college. I was curious just what you've seen from him, just kind of maybe especially how you've seen where you've seen him grow and where you've tried to guide him since he got to campus. I presume sometime kind of like later early June.
Hey, Zach, for the future, your connection's pretty bad, so you might want to reconnect after this answer.
That's about Matt Holt, right? As I heard, yeah. Matt's amazing. He's just as a freshman, I think it's kind of a whirlwind when you get here. It's 100 things thrown at you, and not a lot of guys can handle it. And you're getting coaches yelled at you. You don't know the defense. You barely know where you're supposed to be lined up. So he kind of just took everything in, and I love helping all of our young guys because I understand that freshman year is basically a hot mess, and you're just trying to stay afloat. But I felt like he's done a great job of just when the scrimmages come on, he kind of just lets loose and just makes plays. And at the end of the day, that's why we're here. You got recruited here for a reason because of your talents, and I think we kind of overcomplicate the game at times. And he makes our guys think so much that they slow down, and he has not done that, and he's looked really good, and I'm proud of him and happy to see him continue to work.
Thomas, Micah McFadden has gotten a lot of All-American conversation going into this season, and you've known him since your high school days. Can you talk a little bit about just the process that he's gone through to become the player he is now compared to what, I guess he was, 16 the first time you met him?
Yeah. Yeah, Mike is amazing. I think at the end of the day, he's just matured. His mindset, I think, changed when he got into college, and then he kind of skyrocketed after that. And it's been awesome just to be a part of his journey here at Indiana. And he's a special kid, and he's a special young man that I've been able to call a friend, and he's been fun to work with, work against, and compete against, and he's made me better individually. But, yeah, his mindset is one of the best I've ever been around. He comes in every day and works more than almost anyone we have, and it's been fun to watch him do that, and it's been fun to help him along any way I can, and he makes me a better player every day, so it's been awesome to be with him these last couple of years.
Tom, a couple quick ones just to clarify some details on the rehab. I guess how long were you laid up? At what point was your kind of no-go decision as to whether you were going to try to play? And I guess was there any one sort of exercise or rehab thing that you really hated and really don't miss having to do?
So I think I was in crutches for like 6 to 8 weeks, and that was pretty just hang out. At first, they said I couldn't put any pressure on it. Then I started to put 50%, and that was a very long process. I remember once when I got hurt, that was the first thing that kind of went through my head. Oh my gosh, did I just play my last football snap? And then I think I talked to my family. I talked to my fiance at the time, now my wife. And we talked it all out. The doctors felt good about me coming back and playing. It was the same exact injury to Tua, but I play a very different position than Tua. So it's, of course, you got to think about that. But I felt confident in what the doctors told me. And then we kind of took it day by day. If there was any time even, I think my dad has done a phenomenal job of that when he's said, if it doesn't feel good at all, don't do it. And I think so. It's been kind of day by day through the summer, through fall camp. You just got to kind of protect it in ways. But I felt good, and I would, like I said, I want to come back and finish. For one thing, I do not miss our PT, Jacob Laverman, is one of the best. He's the best PT. Granted, I only know one PT, but he's amazing. He's helped me through all my injuries. But he would stretch me at times for my hip. And it brought tears to my eyes. It's like the worst pain I've ever been in. So I will never miss that, and I love him to death, but I don't want him to ever touch me again. So that would be the one thing I will never miss.